Hi, and I'd like to welcome back to the studio Stephen from TSG. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Sabs.
Thanks for coming back down.
You're very welcome.
Today I wanted to really talk about, you've gone through a tender process, which a lot of partners will go through this process at some point. Tell me a bit about kind of what that tender process has involved and obviously why you continue to work with ourselves at TD SYNNEX.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. So we're a very ambitious partner, as you know. We're one of the highest certified partners in the UK that work with you guys. We're going through a lot of growth at the moment, a lot of change. Obviously, Microsoft are going through a lot of growth and a lot of change. We just felt the time was right. We haven't done an exercise for a very long time. We felt the time was right to do that. It was a pretty comprehensive exercise. We were looking for a partner that was going to support our ambition first and foremost. Secondly, was going to be there for those kind of really tricky questions and the unexpected. As well as really deeply interfacing with all of the breadth of what we do across the technical side, the licensing side, even down to professional services, as well as the strategy bits and, just making sure that we're sort of in line with the direction of travel, really. Looked at all of those factors. Like I say, a really comprehensive exercise, and then you guys came out on top. So yeah, delighted to be working with you again.
Fantastic. And you hinted there about being the highest accredited. Tell me a bit about that, because you've got all 6 designations, but I feel like you've got into the specializations part as well. Azure Expert, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So all 6 specializations, we've had that for a while now. So Azure Expert was the next thing on our list, on the wish list. So we started that process off with you guys probably almost a year ago now. And it was a very difficult cert. It wasn't just another badge. There was an awful lot involved. There were audits, there were pre-audits, there were post-audits, there was checks. We felt very supported by you guys through that process, and we were delighted to pass and get that feather in our cap. So delighted with that.
And have you got any advice for partners that that's their ambition, is to get all 6 and go into those specializations? Is there any advice that you could provide them?
Yes, lots of scar tissue. I think the number one thing is to not underestimate Partner Center. So Microsoft provide Partner Center really as a hub for you to get all your ducks in a row to then achieve the accreditation or the designation or whatever it is that you're going for. And it is unbelievably complicated as a tool. It's sophisticated, but it's also complicated. Yeah. And there isn't huge amounts of information out there about how to get the best out of that. So I would say really invest the time in digging through all of that, understanding it, and focus resource people on maximising that. You're going to need to have people that understand the differences between licenses and particular exams for certain things, but the portal does a pretty good job of highlighting to you what you need to do. But if you're not giving that job in its entirety to somebody, it's very, very tricky to do.
Because I think we were talking, especially when you get into those specialisations and it's all about the funding, the CPOR, proving everything, actually having someone where it's their job instead of a side hustle has obviously helped with that growth acceleration for you in that area, hasn't it?
Yeah, massively. And it's kind of something that we've always kind of known, but it's just never really got its way to the top of the list. And with hindsight, I wish we did it sooner.
Yeah.
And results have borne that out. But yeah, I can't emphasize that enough. And then again, I would say find a good partner that's able to help you decode some of the more kind of technical bits, or perhaps some of the areas that you're not that comfortable in.
Yeah.
Because although it presents it kind of nicely to you, like I say, the technical side is quite different to the application side, which is quite different to the AI bits in terms of what you have to do. So yeah, get a good partner.
And just back on like how you've obviously accelerated this growth, did you like restructure your teams into certain pillars, or how have you found, obviously, because Microsoft have condensed down now, haven't they, that we've now got 3 pillars instead of the previous 6. Right, yeah. Have you done something similar, or are you more focused on services, or how have you kind of structured it, just out of interest? Yeah.
Well, we're a professional services business. That's our partner. That's probably 70% of the revenue that we do. We do have a relatively even split across the 3 pillars, or 4 as it was, or 6 as it was prior. But what I would say is that we, in terms of reading the tea leaves and what was coming up, we'd actually merged that, what was the modern workplace side of the business, with the biz app side of the business a while ago, probably a year or so ago, because we sort of saw those things coming together from a number of angles, whether that be the whole Dataverse thing, or licensing, or some of the AI stuff. So we'd started to do that already, and then obviously Microsoft have aligned around that, which makes a load of sense. I do have to say though that largely is a marketing and a commercial kind of alignment. The technical teams were already doing quite a lot of sharing and best practice internally themselves. Yeah. So most of the actual work was done at the front end, so the marketing and the sales, but the technical teams were always pretty good at sharing best practice and dragging in the right resource at the right time for a customer's project.
Perfect. And I suppose on that of AI, Copilot being still the big buzzword, you've really, Microsoft, every meeting I go to now with Microsoft, they talk about being customer zero, and you've really taken that on board, haven't you? Like, you've got quite a large deployment of Copilot, you're building that practice out. Is your messaging to customers, to Copilot first? Like, are you doing the whole Copilot chat side? Like, what is, without giving away obviously loads of secrets, but what is your kind of Copilot strategy? Because it's not as easy a sell as Microsoft led us to believe at the start of this process, because of the change management side of things.
No, it's not. It's still, technology, our industry moves really fast, right? So it feels like AI's been around and Copilot's been around for a long time, but it's not. It's still a real kind of baby product, but a lot of the advancement in the product and a lot of the really deep integration, you don't really see at the front end. The fact that there's huge amounts of security controls in there, a lot of governance in there, and it integrates really well if you've got muscles around Dataverse or automation or BI. So it's a real complementary bit of technology. Without giving away the secret sauce. I don't think it's rocket science. I think we're in a period now, particularly with UK mid-market, where it's mostly education. Being in the industry we're in, we're kind of blessed with the time and the wherewithal and the headspace to try stuff. So that's what we did. We've been playing with this technology internally now for probably 18 months, 2 years, and that's really seeped through most of our team members, which just means that taking that to clients is quite a natural conversation because we've lived it, warts and all, good and bad. And I think that just makes you credible more than anything else. So that would be the first thing I would say is definitely using it is probably the best way to position it and sell it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. And I'm very happy with our partnership continuing.
Good, I'm glad.
And thank you for your time. If you want to talk to us about anything we've spoken about, so we've talked about Partner Centre and obviously accreditations, specialisations, please do get involved. We've got a SureStep team that can support you with that, and look forward to seeing you again soon.